Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse. Alright, I hope you enjoyed our little comedic thing yesterday. I know some of you didn't like the laugh track, but you know what? This is my vlog. I'm going to do what amuses me, and you know what? That's just what happens. So today I attempted to go out and get my driver's license updated. There was a little bit of a complication with that though, because they require a valid birth certificate and social security card in order to change your driver's license to Texas. And unfortunately those are stored in my safe, which is in one of the pods, so we're going to be delayed on that a little bit. I did, however, check out a grocery store on the way home. I've been kind of looking at things here, kind of checking out stuff in the area just to see what's here and what they have and all that. One of the big grocery store brands here is called HEB, and there's one relatively close to where I live. But as I was coming back from the DMV after failing to get a driver's license updated, I noticed that there was a HEB superstore. And just curious, I had to see what that was. And I got to admit, it was a pretty impressive place. They got a lot of cool stuff there. I did, however, end up with a little bit of serendipity, which really surprised me. I've never really talked about this, but I am a huge fan of unsweetened white grapefruit juice. I love it. I love the flavor. I don't like the pink grapefruit juice. I don't like a whole lot of other varieties of grapefruit juice, but I love white unsweetened grapefruit juice. I used to get that in California. Ocean Spray had a great brand. But about a year and a half ago, they discontinued that. And then the Ralph's store brand, which was a suitable replacement, also got discontinued. Additionally, I found two other grocery stores that had store brands of white grapefruit juice and was able to get it for a short time, but they also discontinued. So whenever I am in a grocery store, I'm always looking around to see, hey, do you guys have white grapefruit juice? Well, in this HEB superstore, they did. And I bought a whole bunch of it because I love my white grapefruit juice. So I was very, very happy about that. When I questioned the girl at the counter, she couldn't even tell me if they've always had this or this is something new. So I don't know, I might go back at some point and find out that they don't have it anymore. But you know what? I'm happy right now that they do. We'll be good for a couple weeks now. Alright, so after all the excitement from yesterday's episode of looking at all the things that weren't done right, I noticed this today. This is a light fixture in the closet. They did such a poor job of installing it that the power wires are hanging out. Now, that thing right there is metal, and it's cutting right into the insulation on the wire. If that were to press any harder and break through both of that, you get the black wire and the white wire here, both making contact with this thing. That's just not how it's done. That needs to be inside. You press too hard on that and cut through the insulation of both of those wires, that metal fixture is going to make direct contact with the wire underneath, and it's going to be a dead short. That could either start a fire or at least trip a breaker downstairs. Fortunately, that's really easy to fix, and I'm going to do that right now. So the first thing you do on this is you got to get the dome down. And there's usually just 3 set screws on the side that just kind of wedge that thing into place. You just really remove those by hand or unscrew those by hand. Pull the globe down. And then you can see the 2 screws that attach it to the base, but I'm actually going to remove this. Oh, that's an incandescent. They don't usually use incandescents anymore. Those were outlawed. Just loosen up the 2 screws. Attach them to the base plate. Now this whole mechanism, I just kind of want to look at these wires here, make sure they're not damaged in any way. It doesn't look like they pinched them that hard. So you just got to squish those back into the But once again, that's not how you do that. Just try and get everything squished back into the panel there. Make sure there's no wires sticking out. Reattach the fixture to the breakout box in there. Make sure it's nice and secure. Of course, the screws are going to go down further now because there's a wire between the wall and the fixture. It feels pretty nice and secure. Put the bulb back in. Let's make sure everything works. It appears to work. Sorry for those who don't know, I'm blind for reading, so I gotta wear glasses here. Reconnect the globe. And we're in business. That's how easy that was to do. How easy it would have been to do it right the first time. And now, no wires sticking out of the side. Isn't that nice? Isn't that, it's almost like it should be that way, right? So there we go. That's what I got there. So after finding something like that, kind of makes you want to look at the rest of the house and make sure they didn't make similar mistakes there. So let's check out in here. We're back in the cat room now. The closet and the cat that the cats are living in, that one seems to be fine. The extra closet in the cat room doesn't seem to be a problem. I don't know, you see stuff like this, you have to look into it. Because that thing in that other closet could easily have been a fire. That metal base breaks through those wires, shorts out, and like I said, one of two things is going to happen. You're either going to trip a breaker if you're lucky, or you're going to start a fire if you're not. Alright, so that's really all I have for you today. A number of people in the comments have said you wanted to see more of the cats. I would like to have done that today, but they're more nocturnal and they're kind of hanging out in their own room today. But they'll usually come down in the evening, so I promise tonight I'll get some good video, and hopefully we'll have some video tomorrow of at least Bite. He's the affectionate one. Nibble usually is, Nibble kind of makes her presence known around here, but she's never going to be quite the lap cat that Bite is. Anyways, thanks for watching Escaping the Mouse, and I will see you tomorrow. Good night.